car. I was just 16, but I fell so hard. Well, the years went by and she held my heart, but her love ran dry and we fell apart. I felt her growing distant, I knew her love was shifting, and all that I could say was, don't tell me that it's over, the book of you and I.
Hello, greetings from me. My name is Said Muhammad Adib as the first presenter. Today, we are gonna discuss about transmission line characteristic. This is the fundamental for electrical flow, starting with the power generation transformer, which has two types, step up and step down. Soon after that, the electrical going to transmission, then substation, distribution, and finally consumer. I'm gonna talk about the introduction for transmission line, its design, and the type of transmission line. Transmission is a pair of electrical conductor carrying an electrical from one place to another. It means that electrical supply flow from one point to another point. At low frequency, transmission is very straightforward. For low frequency, no effect at the circuit. Meanwhile, while at higher frequency, connection starts having effect on circuit. For high frequency, it will have some effect and disturbance inside the circuit like losses, radiation, reflection, and many more. So we proceed to the design. At very different design, it depends on the power supply. The design become very complex as the rate of power supply increase, as the diagram on the slide. This is overhead type, which is the real world application for transmission line. For our information, the line will become snagging due to increasing of temperature inside cable, causing it extend the length of cable during summer. As we can see here, during summer the cable at more length, and while during winter cable is become short and or contracting due to increasing amount of heat dissipated from the conductors. So we proceed to the transmission line type. There are 5 types of transmission line, consist of parallel line, twisted pair, shielded pair, waveguides, and finally coaxial line. For parallel line, one type of parallel line is the two-wire open line, which is widely used in acoustic, microwave, and optical circuit. For parallel line also it consists of two types, parallel two-wire line and two-wire ribbon line. As we can see here, the diagram is different from its design but still parallel. For parallel two-wire line consists of two wires that are generally spaced from 2 to 6 inches apart by insulating spaces. Advantage of this type of line is simple construction, and disadvantage of this type is high radiation losses and electrical noise pickup because of the lack of shielding. Two-wire ribbon line. This line is essentially the same as the two-wire open line, except that uniform spacing is assured by embedding the two wires in a low-loss dielectric. Secondly, since the wires are embedded in the thin ribbon of polyethylene, the dielectric space is partly air and partly polyethylene. So it is between these two type of wire line. There is slightly difference between these two. Yeah, different from design and a little of function. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Eldred Email. I'm going to present about twisted pair line. Twisted pair is the simplest, oldest, and low-price cable medium. It is made up of two insulated copper wires, typically twisted around each other in a continuous spiral. The purpose of twisting the wire is to reduce electrical interference or noise from similar pairs close by. Twisted pairs can run several kilometers without implication, but for longer distances, repeaters are needed. Next is characteristic. There are two characteristics for twisted pair: analog and digital. For analog, it needs amplifier every 5 km to 6 km. And digital can use either analog or digital signal, need a repeater every 2 or 3 kilometers, limited distances, limited bandwidth 1 megahertz, limited data rate 100 megahertz, and susceptible to interference and noise. There are two types of twisted pair. First one is unshielded twisted pair cable, and another one is shielded twisted pair cable, or also known as STP. Okay, about unshielded twisted pair cable is the most common type of twisted pair cable used in telecommunication network. The UTP consists of two copper conductors, each having their own insulating material, as example, plastic, and intertwine with each other to cancel induced current. The reason for placing twists in the pair of wires is to minimize the vulnerability of the twisted pair cable to external electrical noise. Its frequency range is suitable for data transmission as well as voice transmission. Okay, now I'm going to talk about shielded twisted pair. In shielded twisted pair cable, each pair of insulated conductors is encased in a metal shield to prevent crosstalk. The quality aspect of shielded twisted pair is the same as the unshielded twisted pair, but the shield must be connected to the ground.
Assalamualaikum and good evening. My name is Muhammad Zahid bin Muhammad Rifin, and I'm going to present for the shielded pair. Okay, the shielded pair that shown on figure above consists of two parallel wires or conductors that is separated from each other, and it's surrounded by a solid dielectric. The conductors are contained within a copper braid shield and act as the protector of the electric. And the assembly is covered with a coating of rubber or flexible material that protects the line from mechanical damage or from any moisture. That the conductors are balanced to ground. That is, capacitance between the wire is uniform throughout the length of the line, and this balance is due to the uniform spacing of the grounded shield that surrounds the wire along their entire length. And normally we can see this cable on the washing machine or refrigerator power cord. Okay, now I will continue for the coaxial line. Coaxial line is a type of transmission line that consists of inner conducting wire made of copper. Over this conducting wire, the coating of polyethylene or Teflon material is carried out. Then it's enclosed in the braided wire in the shape of mesh, and the cable is protected by an outer insulating jacket. Usually, coaxial cable used to carry electrical signals with high frequency with low loss. Coaxial is distinct from shielded cable as the dimension of the cable and connectors are regulated to provide a precise. Coaxial usually used in applications such as broadband internet networking cables, high-speed computer data buses, cable television signals, and linking radio, transmitter, and receiver to their antennas. Okay, now I will going to the uses of coaxial line. For the short coaxial cables are usually used for connecting home video devices, ham radio sets, and electronic measurement system. For the long distance cable was used to connect radio network, television network, and long distance telephone networks, but this was eventually replaced by newer technologies like fiber optics. Shorter coaxial also carry cable television signals to most television receivers, and most manufacturers of these coaxial cables are for the following purpose only. Micro coaxial cable are used in variety of consumer devices, military equipment, and ultrasound scanning system as well. Okay, now I will continue for the waveguide. Basically, there are two types of waveguide, which is circular waveguide and rectangular waveguide. However, both types share their similar uses, which is carry microwave frequency from source to load. Okay. A waveguide is a particular transmission line type consisting of hollow metal tube. The tube wall produces distributed inductance, while distributed capacitance is provided by the empty space between the tube walls. The waveguide is also perpendicular to the propagation direction, since the energy is in the form of an electric field and magnetic field. Thus, waveguide is ready and capable to handle the high frequency power of the microwave length. Okay, so here are some uses of waveguide that we have studied. Okay, firstly, a waveguide transmit and receive radio frequency energy from the antenna in a radar, where the impedance needs to be matched for important power transmission. Next, the waveguide is also used in communication system. Moreover, optical fibers transmit a long distance light and signal with low attenuation and a wide usable range of wavelength. Next, rectangular and circular waveguide are normally used to connect parabolic feeds to their electronics, either low noise receiver or power amplifier and transmitter. And the last, the use of waveguide is also in the devices of navigation aids. So generally there are many other uses of waveguide that we have learned, but here are a few things that we can summarize for you. Okay, that's all from me, and thank you.
Hi, my name is Fernandez Ana Julius Tumkyong. My metric number is CN180175. Okay, I'm going to present about the advantages and disadvantages. Okay, first one is parallel twin wire. For the advantages is it used in TV receiver or rhombic antenna to an HF transmitter. Okay, advantage that is losses are an order of magnitude smaller than coaxial cable. For disadvantages, it most vulnerable to interference. It must keep away from metal object which can cause power losses. Okay, with frequency exceeding 1 or 200 MHz. The second one is twisted pair. As we can see here, many advantages for this wire, which is less expensive. The noise produced is cancelled at the receiver end due to differential signal. Okay, the induced noise will remain common mode. Signaling also reduce electromagnetic radiation from the cable. Okay, the UTP transmission line is used for telephonic application and to connect computer network, and its flexibility and installation is okay. It can be run through the same wiring duct. For the disadvantages is in video application, the twisted pair cabling can introduce signaling delay. Twisted pair susceptibility to electromagnetic interference greatly depend on the pair twisting scheme. Okay, the major one is include increased external interference and energy loss. The next one is shielded pair. Okay, uh, we can see here is to cancel out the electromagnetic interference through the maintain faster data transfer speed. The conductor are balanced to the ground. There is the capacitance between the wire is uniform throughout the length of the line. Okay. The disadvantages for shaded pair is more expensive in cost, which can add up quickly. The cable size increase, that more space is needed. Okay. Higher level of expertise is needed when installing the cable, as the STP cable need to be grounded. Okay. It also fragile. If the foil is compressed anywhere along the cable, the shading is then rendered useless. Okay, next one is Gaussian line. Gaussian line are the best suited for the high frequency. This type of line does not radiate energy due to complete shading. Gaussian lines are used in noisy location. It uses multiple line and interference run. Okay, it works up to 18 GHz. Okay, for the disadvantages is common mode current occur when straight current in the shaded flow in the same direction as the current in the center conductor, causing the coils to radiate. Continuous current, even if small, along the imperfect shear of the coaxial cable can cause visible or audible interference. The gap or hole in branded shear allowed some of the electromagnetic field to penetrate to the other side. Okay, the last one is the waveguide. Okay, the advantages for the waveguide is it supports EM mode propagation with lower losses. EM field are combined with the space available within the wall of the waveguide. Okay, it has higher power handling capacity. EM wave traveling through it has a lower attenuation for giving cut of wavelength. Okay, it's easy to install system due to its simple structure on both to the end. Sorry, the disadvantages for the waveguide is it's not suitable for operation at lower frequency due to increased dimension, very bulky in size and weight, not economical, not flexible, narrow band of operation. Team mode of provision is not possible in the waveguide. Polarization of EM wave is based in rectangular waveguide, while it can be altered in circular waveguide due to many minor irregularities of the surface work. Okay, that's all my part. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum. Hi, my name is Muhammad Izzat Izzuddin bin Ismail. My matric cast CN 180031. Okay, I want to talk about conclusion. Okay, the conclusions. First, a transmission line is a pair of parallel conductors with similar features attributable to spread power and line inductance, because when a voltage is unexpectedly applied to one end of a transmission line, both a voltage wave and a current wave travel at approximately light velocity down the pole. For the second point, transmission lines are used over a large distance to relay a massive amount of electricity. But as these lines are located in the open atmosphere, they are highly affected by different types of abnormal conditions or faults. Okay, the last point. Consequently, a highly efficient numerical distance safety system is typically provided to perform a function of ensuring sufficient protection against this situation for the overhead transmission line. Because it is desirable that this protection system must be able to identify different types of faulty condition within a minimum possible time delay. Okay, that's all from our
Don't
group.
tell me that it's over, the book of you and I. Now you've scribbled out my name and you've erased my favorite lines. There were so many chapters that we never got to write, like cereal